Hey folks, how we all doing today in YouTube land? KC here. Today what I'm going to do is a quick review on 3 of the more popular lower priced Dsport tires that are on the market right now. I have them on the 3 bikes here. I'll show them to you. We'll kind of go over a little bit about them and you guys can let me know what you think. So here, let's take a look at them. Okay, what we have here, first we have the Kenda Trackmaster 760. This is the AMS Bite MX, which is DOT approved. This is the Tusk D-Sport. I'll start here with the Trakmaster. This is, I got a little cheat sheet here. The Trakmaster that I have on here is a 110/100 by 18, and they run $52. That's a price from Rocky Mountain ATV MC. This one in the middle is an AMS Bite MX. That is also a 110/100 18-inch. And they retail for $69. Now, I don't believe Rocky Mountain has these available. You'd have to get them at another online retailer. My local dealer actually is the one that turned me on to this, and that's the reason I have it on the bike testing it out. This is the Tusk D-Sport, and of course they have those on the Rocky Mountain website because it is their brand. And on their website, they are $55. This one is a 120/90 18-inch. And of course, these tires, I have the full set on each bike. I have the front matching set Trakmaster, matching set AMS, matching set Tusk D-Sport. So I'll start with the Trakmaster here. These bikes, I've been using the Trakmasters on basically every Dsport that I've had for the last anywhere 4 to 5 years. These bikes all had a set of Trakmasters on until I got these other sets to test them out. Trakmaster 760. This tire is basically, in my opinion, a 90% off, 10% on. This is on my KTM 350. And I basically use this bike for, in essence, my dirt bike. It gets very little use on long road trips or even other thing than just connecting trails. It's usually hauled in the truck and we go riding somewhere, me and my boys, and then come back. But this Trakmaster, this out of the 3, this is definitely the softest compound. The knobs are definitely the softest, and it has a very soft sidewall. Now, I have 8 PSI. I run 8 PSI in every tire, and I have tested these all on the same paved roads in my area. And here at the house, we have a few hundred acres we can ride. I have run these, even though they're on different bikes, I have run them on all of the same type of terrain and trails. So I got a pretty good feel for them. But like I said, the Trakmasters I've been running on everything. I know them really well. I've been running them for a good 5 years. So this Trakmaster at 8 PSI, these things are awesome. You cannot beat them, in my opinion, for off-road, gnarly stuff of any type. Rocks, mud, roots. With the 8 PSI having this thing, it will go anywhere and grip. The only downfall, in my opinion, on these is if you get a flat, even with a rim lock, it is very hard to try to get yourself home or out of the woods to a main road where somebody could pick you up. Even with, I've had flats with these, and I've even put zip ties every 6 inches around them to try to get me back home. And they're rough to ride. They are so soft, they just want to pop off of the rim. But if you're a 90%, 10% on type of guy, there's no way you're going to beat this tire. This tire, for the price, is the best thing out there for a Dsport tire. Now, I'm going to show you, you can kind of see the tread difference. This is the AMS. This is the 760 here. You can kind of see the spacing. This is almost, everything on these are just basically lateral. Here you got them, they're a little offset on the Trakmaster, but these are basically just in running lateral lines. Now your side bite knobby is offset. Now this tire is a harder sidewall than the Trakmaster. Stiffer knobbies, harder sidewall, which when you buy these, right on the label it says intermediate, and that's basically what it is. It is harder than the 760, but not as hard as the Tusk D-Sport. Now, this tire, I've only had this on for a month, the set of these on for a month, but I've run it basically everywhere that the other two have been run. And I'll tell you what, this tire is very good. It's in the same realm as the Trakmaster with the 90% 10, but with the stiffer sidewall, you could definitely probably be able to ride this home in a pinch if you had a flat and you had to get somewhere to get help or to get your tire repaired. I would feel very comfortable that this tire would get you out of the woods without popping off the bead. It's very good. I'm very pleased with it. I think I'm actually going to probably put this on the DRZ 400 before next spring, because I really like this tire. Now that the AMS in the middle here, it is the noisier. When you're on the pavement, it is the noisier of the three. The Trakmaster, when you're on pavement, the knobbies are soft, so if you're doing any hard cornering, you'll get a little bit of that feeling of you're kind of floating. You're not attached to the road. AMS, not near as bad. Feels pretty gripped to the road, but it is a noisy knobby. These tires, I balance these all myself, so they go down the road smooth. There's no lumping, no bumping, no vibration. So if you get these all properly balanced, you should not have any issues with vibration or that lump and bumpy feeling when you have the rim lock on the one side of the tire. These all do very well on the road at highway speed. Now, the Tusk D-Sport. This tire, I've run this all summer, probably about 6 months. I don't know if you can see the tread depth. This probably has about 800 miles on it. I'm going to say it's 60% tread right now. This compound is definitely by far the hardest of all three of these tires. This tire, to me, after using it for 6 months, I would say, in my opinion, this is like a 50-50 tire. 50% on, 50% off. This tire, I can definitely say you can get home. I've had a flat on this tire. This wheel has a rim lock in it, and I have ridden this bike home out of the dirt and on the pavement to get home with a flat tire. Now, I'm not saying highway speeds, but I could do 40 mile an hour with it and get myself back home. That is one thing I really like about it. But I rode this we've had dry conditions in Pennsylvania this summer. I rode this thing on some single track type stuff with a lot of dust and some rocks mixed in, and this tire sucked bad. It's terrible on that, and also on if you're on a trail that is basically made up of like baseball, golf ball size rocks. This tire, I do not like it. I had some trouble on some hills that were like that with basically all stones, whereas the other two, they were on the same hill and they find grip and they make their way up. The D-Sport here, you basically get in them and it kind of buries itself. You lose traction. When you're trying to get going again, it doesn't have that bite and grip to get you out of them rocks and get you going. It was kind of tough. So the D-Sport is a great tire, but it's definitely less off-road oriented. Like I said, I would use this on, if I was going to use a bike basically for 50-50 or for more adventure riding and long trips on dirt roads or pavement, I would go with this. This is probably going to be, this AMS Bite MX is probably going to be my new all-around tire, because I think it could get you out of the woods if you had a flat. It's not going to wear as fast as the 760. It's not going to last as long as the Tusk, but this thing has great grip, just like the Trakmaster. It's got a stiffer sidewall. It's a little bit noisier, and it does cost a little bit more. I mean, you're talking 70 retail to like 52, but I really like this tire. Now, I'm never going to give this tire up. I'm always going to use this Trakmaster on my dirt bike or a 90-10 Dsport. 90% off, 10% on. But this is going to be my new all-around tire right here, I believe. I'm going to take this Tusk D-Sport off over winter, and I'm going to put a set of the AMS on this bike. I will say the AMS tires, when I mounted the front one, I had a little tough time, even with lubrication, getting the bead on the front. I had to actually air it up twice, pop it off the bead twice, heat the bead with a heat gun, and I finally got it on. So that was the only issue. The Trakmaster's very easy to mount because they got a soft sidewall, very easy. The Tusk D-Sport was not even as bad. These two are about the same when you're mounting them. They're about the same difficulty when you mount them, but this Tusk D-Sport definitely has a stiffer sidewall yet, even than the AMS. But this AMS, I'm very glad that I went in to buy some Trakmasters, and my dealer had asked me if I tried these yet, and I said no, so I got a set, and I tell you what, I'm really glad I did, because I really love this tire. Now, these are brand, this tire, like I said, this only has about 2 weeks on it. This tire is basically brand new also. It has one ride on it. You can still see the little check marks from when they're brand new here in the knobbies. And from new, the AMS, the knobs are, I'm going to say, probably about a 1/16 inch lower from brand new than they are on the Trakmaster. The Tusk D-Sport have a very high knobby also. They're basically as high as these, but of course that has 800 or 1,000 miles on it or so, which it will last well. These, I only usually run these Trakmasters for about 800 miles, and then I like to replace them just because I'm using them basically for off-road and I want the best traction I can get. But so that's my review. They're on the 3 bikes. Like I said, I'm probably going to go to the AMS on both the bikes over here and just kind of be my standard go-to tire. The D-Sport, like I said, it's definitely not for me because I'm more off-road than I am on-road. So you can kind of decide for yourself. If you have any questions, got any questions or comments, put them down below. I will definitely get back to you as soon as I can. Sometimes I do miss them and not get back later, but I try to answer them as soon as I can. If you have any questions on any of them, let me know. I mean, I have a lot of time on the D-Sport and the Trakmaster, a little less on the AMS, but I will have more on the AMS because I'm definitely going to switch over and start using those. So remember to like and subscribe, get on your bike, get outside.